So hey guys, just me and Phoebe here for this one live, but everything's recorded, so hopefully you'll get to watch it later on. This is the wonderful Phoebe who said that she's going to do some meditation practice with us this morning. I'm so excited for this. I can't tell you how much I need this today. I've been looking forward to it like a little treat. Anyway, so I'll let you start and say what you need to say and do what you need to do, and I'll let you take over. I'm going to put myself on mute. Am I recording? Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Right.
Thank you. So hi, everyone. I'm Phoebe. I'm a peer mentor. I can't remember when I started, but I think I might have been in the first group. And I helped Christine to we did the first peer-to-peer meet in Brisbane here, which was really, really lovely. And I'm here because after I had my son 7.5 years ago, there was nothing like this. I think I got some information from a couple of places like Peachtree, but I didn't even know the birth trauma was a thing. So that was a long journey. And once I heard about ABTA and the wonderful things they were doing and the fact that they were going to start this peer support program, I really wanted to be a part of it, because I mean, just knowing that there's a word for what you experience sometimes makes so much difference. So previous to that, I've been a yoga teacher for about 10 years, and I haven't taught really in the last year because of COVID and other things. So I'm really looking forward to this. Meditation is my favorite part of teaching yoga. And before I was a yoga teacher, I was a student of Buddhism. So I've been practicing Buddhist meditation for even longer than that. So today I thought we would combine a little bit of movement, nothing too strenuous, but just to get us ready to sit down and to lie down. We might do some seated breathing and then lie down for relaxation. Maria's so excited. You can just see it. So if for whatever reason you don't want to sit, or you don't want to lie, or you don't want to stand, you just choose the position that's most comfortable for you. You can do everything lying down, not do the stretches. You can do everything sitting up, but the way that I've worked it out in my mind will be the most relaxing way to do it. So just choose your adventure. So I'm going to stand up, make sure that you can still see me. There we go. And so we're just going to start by placing our feet maybe the width of the hips, maybe a little bit wider, just so you have a nice, even kind of stable stance. And if you're sitting down, just sit up nice and tall and make sure your feet are on the floor. So just let your arms hang by your sides, relax into your body, feel into your feet. And if it's comfortable for you and you can still balance, close your eyes. And just begin to watch your breath. So there's no need to change the breath here. No need to judge how you're breathing today. We're just using the breath as a tool to come fully into the body. Now, with eyes closed or eyes open, if that's better for you, just bring your awareness up to the top of your head. So just feeling the top of your head. And from here, we're going to start to scan down through the body. So again, we're not trying to change anything, just noticing how you feel, scanning down from the top of the head, through the forehead, the eyes, ears, the back of the head. Scanning down through the cheeks and the jaw. Noticing where the tongue is resting. And just continuing down through the neck and throat, through the shoulders, down through the chest, the upper arms, the diaphragm, the elbows, scanning down through the belly, lower arms, the lower back, the pelvis and the hips, the hands, the buttocks. Continuing that scan down through your legs, noticing the knees, the shins and calves, feeling down into your ankles, into your feet, noticing the weight in your feet, noticing if the weight is more in your heels, the balls of your feet towards your toes, maybe a little more on the outside or the inside of the feet. Just noticing this and seeing if you can shift your weight ever so subtly to feel centered. The hips centered over the heels, the shoulders over the hips. And then come back to that sensation of your breath. And you may like to open your eyes now and bring yourself back into the room. And we're just going to start a little bit of movement from the neck. So let's take an inhale breath, just standing here tall. And as you exhale, dropping your chin gently towards the chest. And keep breathing now as you start to roll your head very gently from side to side. If you're feeling a stretch that feels really nice, you might like to just stay there for a breath or two and then keep rolling. And bringing your chin back into center, letting your breath out. And inhale, bring your head back up. Exhale, dropping one ear to one shoulder, doesn't matter which side. Breathing here, lengthening out that other side of the neck. And then inhaling up and exhaling over to the other side. Breathing here. If there's tension, just notice it. No need to try and change it. Inhaling back to center. That's the way. So next we're going to let the breath out and inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, let them drift back down. Keep going like this. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Let's do one more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Placing one hand on one hip. Inhaling the other arm up. Reach nice and tall through that side of your body. And exhale, little side bend. You might like to turn your chin down to that bent elbow. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, coming up. And exhale, releasing that arm down, hand to the hip. Inhale, other side, lifting up long through that side as we exhale over. Maybe turning the chin, dropping the gaze toward the floor. Breathing in and out. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, release that arm. Just going to take the hands, interlock them behind the back. Just reach the knuckles away from you as you open up the chest, breathing. And then release those arms. And just one more little stretch. It's going to be hard for you to see, but I'm taking my feet wide, hands on the hips, and just hike one hip up and let the other one drop. You'll probably feel a stretch on the inner thigh of that dropped hip. And just breathing through it. Don't push it too far, especially if you've got pain in the hips. Just a little movement. And then coming back into center and the other side. So just dropping the other hip and lifting the one where your hand and elbow. And breathe. This might help us when we're sitting down if the inner thighs are tight. And coming back into center. Good. All right. So I'm just going to turn the computer so that I can sit comfortably. And so just find a place to sit. You might be on a chair. You might be on the floor. You might be like me on your bed. I'm going to sit up on a couple of cushions. Get yourself as supported as you need to be. If you know that sitting for more than a minute or two is not comfortable for you, then please just lie down. So it just depends on your body. All right. So I'm just sitting cross-legged. You can choose any position that feels comfortable for you. And just like we did when we were standing, we're just going to take a moment to ground back into the body. So feeling where the weight is landing. If you're sitting, might be those 2 points at the base of your pelvis. Sometimes we call them the sit bones. Might be in your feet on the floor. It might be the whole back of your body if you're lying down. You might like to close your eyes now. Place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. So that might be your hands just resting on your thighs, palms down or palms up. You might like to rest one hand on top of the other in your lap. This is the way I feel most comfortable for meditation. If you're lying down, you might like to place your hands on your belly or just rest them by your sides. So if you haven't already, just gently closing down the eyes, as long as that's comfortable for you. And once again, just noticing your breath. So you may notice as soon as you place your awareness on your breath, it will change. Some part of you will want to maybe make it deeper, or it will just change because it's being noticed. Don't worry about it. We're not going for deep breaths. We're not going for long breaths. We're simply using the breath as an anchor to hold the awareness here in the body, here in the present moment. So just noticing the rise and the fall. Now start to be aware of the sounds that you can hear. Notice that there may be many layers of sound. You might hear your own breath, and you might hear an aeroplane far, far away. You might hear the aeroplane that's about to go over my house. So just allowing, like the breath, these sounds to just wash through you. So just like the breath, notice that sounds come and go. And see if you can find that balance of awareness where you're hearing and you're feeling, but you're not being drawn into those experiences. just allowing it to wash through. And if you find you're being distracted by a thought, it is just the same. Just like the breath, just like the sounds you hear, your thoughts aren't stable. They don't form any part of you. They come in and they go out again. So we can think about thoughts like clouds in the sky. Imagine that you're laying back on some lovely soft grass and gazing up at the blue sky, perhaps like you did as a child. You're just watching those clouds slowly passing by. Your thoughts, just like the clouds, make all sorts of different shapes. And just like the clouds, each one is unique. And just like the clouds, they have no real substance. They pass by, but the sky is always there. So anytime a thought appears, just notice it. Oh, thinking. And let it go and come back to your breath. And to help hold the focus here now, we're going to begin to count the breaths. So as you inhale next, count inside your mind 1. And as you exhale, 2. Inhaling 3. And exhaling 4. So just keep counting like this until you get to 10. And once you reach 10, start again at 1. And if you find you're getting distracted by the thoughts, or if you lose count, just come back, begin again at 1. And now just let go of the count. Let go of the focus on your breath. Notice once again your body, the sounds that you can hear. Touch of your feet against the surface that they're resting on. The feel of the backs of your hips against the surface that you're resting on. And we're going to move from here into our relaxation. So if you're already lying down, that's perfect, just stay there. If you're wanting to move from seated to lying down, then this is the time to do it. Make sure that you're comfortable, something under your head, pillow, maybe even a pillow under your knees to keep your back more comfortable. And this practice that's called Yoga Nidra, you can do it in any position. So you can lie on your sides, you can sit in a reclining chair, you can do whatever you like. As long as you feel you're going to be comfortable and feel safe for the next 10 or 15 minutes. So once you have yourself settled in, closing the eyes again and beginning to notice the way the body feels. Notice the weight where you're rested on the bed or the floor or the lounge or the chair. Notice the way the rib cage changes shape as you breathe. Noticing the feel of the breath in your nostrils, the touch of the air on your skin. Noticing any sounds that you hear inside or outside the room that you're in. Notice any residual taste in your mouth. And with the eyelids closed, notice what you see inside. Maybe some color, some light, maybe just a dark space. And then beginning to bring your focus in to the sensations of the body. So we're going to start by noticing the eyes. Not what you see through the eyes, but the feeling of the eyes themselves resting here in their sockets. The sensation of the little muscles around the eyes, the eyebrows. Not trying to change, simply being aware of these places. Noticing now the temples, the forehead, sensation of the top of the head, the scalp. Noticing the back of the head, any sensation in the back of the head. Noticing the ears, the inner ears and the outer ear. Bringing your awareness to your nose. Noticing any sensation on the inside and the outside of the nose. Your cheeks, left and right. The jaw. And bringing awareness to the inside of the mouth. The tongue. The teeth. And the lips. Aware now of the entire face and the entire head, radiant with sensation. Drifting the awareness now into the throat, the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, lower arms, wrists. Noticing the sensation of the hands, the palms and backs of the hands, the thumbs, and all of the fingers. Both arms, hands, and fingers alive and radiant with sensation. Becoming aware of the chest, top of the chest and the collarbones. Aware of the upper back. Noticing the lower chest and diaphragm. Noticing the middle back. Aware of the belly and the lower back. Noticing the pelvis, pelvic floor, the entire abdomen, the entire torso, alive and radiant with sensation. Bringing the awareness to the hips, the thighs, tops of the thighs, backs of the thighs. Noticing the knees, the lower legs, ankles, the feet, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and each one of the toes, both of the legs, the feet and the toes, alive and radiant with sensation. Becoming aware now of the whole left side of the body. The entire left side, a field of sensation. And now become aware of the whole right side of the body. The entire right side alive and radiant with sensation. And now noticing the entire body. Becoming aware of the entire body, a field of radiant sensation. Now start to notice any feeling of heaviness in the body, heavy like a stone. And feeling now any sensation of lightness in the body, light like a helium balloon. Heavy like a stone, drawing down, and light like a helium balloon, lifting up. And notice that these two sensations can exist at once. That a body can be both heavy and light at the same time. And notice now any sensation of tension, tight, any tension palpable in the body. And become aware of any sensation of relaxation, softness, looseness in the body. Noticing tension, tight, bound. And noticing relaxation, soft, unraveling. And notice that these two things can exist at once in the body and in the mind. Now I invite you to notice any sensation of happiness here in the body or mind. Bring to mind the sensation of happiness, of joy, pleasure. And then, if you will, bring to mind or find within the body any sensation of happiness's opposite, sadness, discomfort. And without dwelling in either state, just notice that both of these things can exist at once. And I invite you now to welcome any emotion that comes to the surface now. Any thought, emotion, or sensation. And bear witness. Allow yourself to experience the emotion or the sensation. And if there isn't one, that's okay too. And now, if there was an emotion or sensation, bring to mind its opposite. And then let that go. And allow yourself to simply be, settling into the experience of pure awareness, pure being. Then once again, start to notice the sensations in your body. Noticing the weight, the air on your skin. Noticing any sounds that you hear. The light behind your closed eyelids. The feeling of breath in your nostrils. Any residual taste in the mouth. Begin now to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. You might like to rock your head gently from side to side. Breathing more deeply, perhaps taking a stretch, moving in any way that feels good, that brings you back into the body, into the room. And when you are ready, just open your eyes. Allow your focus to be soft. And give yourself as much time as you need to start moving and getting on with the rest of your day. Thanks very much for joining me, everybody, and happy Volunteers Week.